As this week sees the start of meteorological autumn, it's time for the polytunnel to earn its place. If we look outside in our growing spaces, it's really obvious that we have hit autumn and we've already had some early frosts, which have impacted our squashes quite dramatically, and I'm going to have to harvest them a lot earlier than I normally would. However, this time of year we also need to be thinking about what we are going to be growing going into the winter months to make sure we have still got things to harvest. Now, I already have my Christmas potatoes, which I have planted up in bags, and they are inside this polytunnel, and this polytunnel is going to be earning its keep this winter. Now, we're thinking about what we're going to be harvesting. Obviously, some things will absolutely love being outside, so the parsnips will enjoy a bit of frost because actually it helps to enhance their flavour. I've also got the Brussels sprouts outside still, and I'm not going to remove those nets just yet because there are still butterflies floating around despite the fact that we have had some really low temperatures. Now, what I'm going to do in here is quite a number of different things. I already have my oriental vegetables such as my pak choy. I've also just transplanted some of my rainbow chard. Now, I actually direct sowed this about 6 or 7 weeks outside. They are loving life. However, I know as we get more frost, they're going to be impacted. So I've actually transplanted some of those into the polytunnel as well. But right here, I'm going to be doing my salady bed, and I've already got some beetroot in here which I've direct sown, and I'm not doing that for the beetroot themselves, I'm actually doing it for the leaves. I've got some chives, I've got some radishes as well. I've actually got some radish albina, which are going to be really interesting. I've never tried those ones before, and radishes are great because obviously they do grow really quickly. Blink and they will actually go to seed, so watch them very carefully. But it's one of those which you can just keep on sowing. Now, we're looking at our germination of around 10 degrees, and in here at the moment it is 25 degrees and it's quite humid as well, despite the fact that outside it's a bit chilly. Now, our nighttime temperatures are getting down to around sort of 5 degrees at the moment, but we should have some heat retention in this polytunnel which will support these when they are growing. What I may have to do later on as we really hit the winter months is possibly fleece over these beds, because fundamentally a polytunnel is a piece of plastic. It will retain some heat, it will certainly retain that humidity, but it will not protect against harsh frosts. So in this bed, I've already got, obviously, as I said, my beetroot, my chives and my radishes, but I'm also going to do my lettuce. Now, a lot of people are quite surprised about sowing lettuce over winter, but they are surprisingly hardy. A lot of people assume that salads and lettuce are just for the summertime, but absolutely not. They will grow and they will survive our winters. So I'm just going to, like I normally would, and this is really interesting the way that Simply Seeds have done these, in this little tube, just make a little drill with my hand as I normally would, and I'm just going to sprinkle these seeds, nicely separating them, because obviously when they grow I don't want them to be too crowded. And then once I've done that, I'm just going to cover over, pinch over the top, and then I'm going to tap down and obviously just give them a water in. So this is my salady bed, and it's going to hopefully look absolutely amazing and going to be a cut and come again kind of situation. But what I also have are some peas. Now, these I've been sent are actually telling me that they are year round, so I'm going to give those a try, because I know outside this time of year, if they start to grow, they're probably going to get some mildew on them and not really produce any peas. So in the polytunnel, they're going to go in one of these beds. What I will actually still get are some gorgeous little pea shoots, which I'm going to also be using in my cooking. Polytunnel, it is going to stand up and pay for itself.